All right, sports parents, these are the best gifts that I have either received or gifted to myself for sitting on the sidelines or sitting on those bleachers, whether it is a sport that happens during the summer months, the fall, the winter, you name it. I have a little bit on both ends and everything in between. Number one for cheering, let's start with what's maybe most important. The cheering from the sidelines, the loud cup is always a hit. Now, I actually have made a little switch to my loud cups. I bought two. I bought the black and I bought the orange because those are our school colors. But you can, they didn't come this way. It actually came with all orange and all black. So you have the cup, you have your cylinder, and you have the lid. And so I popped the orange cylinder out and alternated it with the black, just for that little bit of difference. So it is both a cup, you can drink hot or cold liquids out of it in this middle cylinder. And you pop that in. And you pop your lid on top. This is your drink side. This is your loud side. So when someone scores, I use this at soccer. My son's entire team loves it. Actually, some of the parents on other teams have come up and asked me, what was that? And what is that? So that they could get one as well. So I'll blow into this side. All you have to do is blow in, and it makes quite the sound. Nice and loud. The loud cup. So those are super fun. A great gift for everybody, the team and the parent. For a hot sport, baseball, tennis, all of those, softball, you're sitting on the sideline. This is a fan, a neck fan. It sits around your neck and blows the air out through these vents. Now, it has a battery, but it is not necessarily cooling the air. It's just moving the air and bringing it up and blowing onto your neck, onto your face. It has three settings. I'll turn it on here so you can hear. And it is rechargeable. You simply plug it back in at the end of the day so that you're ready for your next match. It makes more of a difference, frankly, than even I thought. Because again, I was thinking it's not necessarily cooling the air, but it really does a nice job, especially just some of those hot days. Just any air moving is really nice. And this is that constant stream of air. So really nice. Sticking with our hot sports, this is maybe my favorite thing I ever got. I have multiple of these now, and I've had this for over a year, and it goes back in its container. First of all, that's awesome in itself. It fits back in the container it came in. But this is a UV umbrella. It comes in a lot of different colors. This one happens to be that light lavender color. But what I want to show you is the inside. So on the outside, it's just a regular looking kind of umbrella, but it has this black UV coating. And this is amazing. It blocks out those really hot sun rays, and it really does make it as if you are sitting in the shade. This has been my absolute favorite thing when I am sitting out watching tennis and soccer and baseball, and it's like so hot out in the sun and there's just no shade to be found. I can make my own shade, and it's way better. I have had friends on the sidelines who have regular umbrellas, and I will let them borrow one of my other UV umbrellas, and they're like, oh my gosh, that is way better because of that thick black coating. It really blocks everything out. And like I said, it goes back in super easy back into its capsule every time. It wasn't like I had to force it in there and it was, really hard work to get it done. And so it lives in my car all the time. No matter what sport you are at, a rechargeable battery, a battery pack, always really nice. I love this one. It does have some heft to it, so when I put it in my bag, I can definitely tell, which is honestly kind of nice. I know it's in there. And so you can turn it on. It has multiple ports here. Really nice, my favorite battery pack, so that while I'm taking video, while I'm taking pictures, while I'm texting everyone updates on how things are going, I can be plugged in and not lose my phone battery. All right, colder weather sports, sometimes those football games. Also, there's soccer all year round in my house, so there's a lot of really cold soccer. First, these rechargeable hand warmers. They also are magnetized to each other. Each one also has its own charging port. These are super nice because hot hands, I feel like can be very wasteful. They also, I feel like, lose their heat pretty quickly, and you're always having to remember to buy more before you go out. These you can just use over and over, but also you can have one in each hand, but you could also give them to a friend. So if it's really, really cold and you want to help a friend out, you can each have one and kind of move it between your gloves. I just stick them right in my gloves so that they're in the palm of my hand. And your power button is right there for each one individually. And so you'll see I have all three buttons on. I can have one for low, I can have two for medium, and I can have three. And it's already getting hot and it's not hot in here. So I'm gonna turn it off, but they work really well. I've given these again to friends on the sidelines and they're like, oh my gosh, what are these? These are so amazing. So I love them in that they magnetize together. So in my bag, they stay together. If I find one, I find the other. Lastly, over here, these are kind of like going skiing type gloves where you can really tighten them up. But what I love about them is they are heated. They have a battery pack within here that you can recharge, and you place it right there in its pouch. You can put it on, you can tighten, and then you simply press your button. And again, we have those three levels. So I can say, I want high, I want medium, I want low. And these are amazing because I find like if I can keep my hands warm, everything is better. And I really like these just as regular gloves too. And then if I need to, I can turn it on. It also has a drawstring here, so I can tighten around my forearm, around my wrist to kind of keep that cold air from getting in. So if you have a mom, a dad, a grandparent, someone who is spending a lot of time on the sidelines, cheering the team on. These are great gift ideas to make them feel as comfortable as possible. Maybe help with the cheering, maybe help keep all their devices charged so that they can keep sending all of those updates and take all those videos. Everything you could want here. These are my very, very fave.